Hey YouTube, so I'm on my way to town to get my medication. My daughter is driving. So I wanted to talk more about Social Security and how some people say that you should save when you're young. And in some cases that might work. You know, even if you can put $10 away a week out of your paycheck. And maybe eventually put it into an IRA. Believe it or not, the one job I did have that had 401k was a convenience store clerk that I did on and off for probably 20 years. And I did have 401k, but when I got sick and disabled, I had to take that 401k out because it took me a long time to get my disability. Now, also, you know, it depends on your circumstances. If you have two incomes, whether or not you can save, because most of the time I was a single mother raising 4 girls, working 2 or 3 jobs, you know. So I really couldn't save. I know there's lots of us out there that just can't save. Even though we're young and we're working, when you work a low-wage job and you have a family to support and pay bills and put food on the table, you just can't save. There's nothing left to save. By the time you pay your house mortgage, which I had at the time, car payment, which I had at the time, you know, food and electricity skyrocketing. It's just outrageous. It goes up all the time. Social Security will help you in the winter months when it gets extremely cold. You know, as long as you're receiving some kind of benefits, food stamps. I think they have another program too where you don't have to be receiving benefits. I need to check into that. But if you even get $5 a month in food stamps, you're eligible. Well, I don't get food stamps anymore. I don't get Medicaid anymore, so I don't get no help at all from social services. My daughter, who's been disabled since birth, her father was a vet. I'm a firm believer it's got something to do with the Agent Orange. They say that it only causes spina bifida, but I don't believe that. I believe it causes lots of different neurological disorders. So she's on disability, and she's getting the bare minimum. So we live together while she has her camper and I have mine. But we split the electricity and the rent every month. Other than that, you know, neither one of us couldn't really live. And I take, because I get more than she does, I pay things like the trash and the water and the sewer bill. You know, but she just can't afford to. And a lot of times we eat together. You know, especially if I cook, because I was used to cooking for 10 head all my life. And you know, so now it's just us two, unless her strange husband shows up. So sometimes it's just not feasible to say save when you're young, because it just doesn't happen. And I find that most of the time it's women that are in this position, and not so much men who made more money, who work better jobs, or whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying that there's no man in my shoes, because I'm sure there is. But for instance, like my mother, my father left when I was 2. My sister was 4. And my mother, I don't believe, ever had a job. And my father's mother actually bought her first pair of waitress shoes and she had to walk us to my aunt's, which was all the way across Newburgh in New York, and then she had to walk back to the restaurant where she worked, and then when she had got off, she had to walk again to get us and then to go home. So she pretty much raised 3 daughters by herself. And again, low-wage jobs. So, she waitressed and she drove cab for my grandfather, who was estranged from the family. You really couldn't tell if she was even his daughter. He never recognized his grandkids, being me and my sisters or any of them. And he had come from wealth. He did have money. So, anyway, she couldn't save. My father never supported us. He left for another woman. He gave up the 3 boys that was born before us for adoption. And I met my brother at the skating ring when I was a teenager, and we were sitting on a bench talking, and that's when I found out he was talking about his biological father. And I said, well, hello, brother. I mean, it was strange. So I know that one brother, but I don't really know the other 2. And then he had me and my sister Janice, which he never supported. I think I might have got 1 or 2 birthday cards my whole life from him. No money, but birthday card. But, so my mother had to struggle and couldn't save. And then at 47 got cancer, lung cancer. And she was working as a waitress in a restaurant, and they was tearing out asbestos. And I really believe that's what caused her lung cancer. That and the house she lived in, which is a whole nother story. But anyway, so it's not feasible for some of us to have saved from a young age from working. Unless you start before you have kids. Or, if some of us hadn't got married and had kids, and then had husbands that cheated and lied and left us, we might have been okay. But that's not the case. So there's a whole lot behind this. But anyway, I wanted to bring that to your attention, because I have heard some people in other videos say save. For me, that was not an option. For a lot of women raising kids on their own, that was definitely not even an option. All right, well, God bless and take care.